Hello everyone. So today we are going to see change set deployment in Salesforce. So we'll understand the theory and we'll see the practical with real-time scenario. So I'll try to make it very simple for you so that you can understand what is going on. Meet Emily. She has a question for us. Let's see what questions she have. I have created a new custom field on account identification number and Apex trigger and its test class, but I don't know how to deploy it from sandbox to production org. Don't worry, Emily, we are going to help you here. So let's see what we are going to cover in this video. How to deploy customizations, object, fields, workflows, etc. from one Salesforce org to another. What are inbound and outbound change sets? So these things you are going to understand in this video. But before moving ahead, I'll make it very easy for you. I want you to understand what a change set can possibly do and from where to where we can deploy using the change set method, right? So let's say there is a company which is using Salesforce for their business, right? So when they buy Salesforce, they'll get a production org, and from that production org, they can create multiple sandbox. So sandboxes are just like production org. It contains metadata of production org. So it is like a skeleton of production org, right? Production org will always have the real data of the customer. All the data in sandboxes are only the test data. They are not the real data, right? So sandbox is basically used for development and testing purposes. Every company follow different way of doing it, but basically it is used for developing and testing purpose, right? So let's say the bottom sandbox is used for development. So developers are making Apex classes, making flows and all on that sandbox, and they are deploying it to higher sandboxes. So let's say the bottom sandbox is used for developer. Developer are building classes, workflows and all in the lower sandbox, and they are deploying to higher sandbox. And in the higher sandbox, integration team is doing some kind of integration testing and all, and then the next sandbox might be used for UAT and other testing purposes. And then finally, the code and changes will be deployed to production org. You cannot directly make changes in the production org or make any flow and all, because that is not a good practice. You can do that, but that is not how the things work, right? So from sandbox to sandbox, you can deploy from by using change set. From sandbox to production, you can deploy using sandbox. But the only thing you need to remember is all those deployment should be within the same company. What I mean is, this is one company, right, which has the production org and they created sandbox out of it. Let's say there is another company called Puma, and they are also using Salesforce for their business, right? And they have their own production org, and they created sandbox out of that production org. So you cannot deploy your changes from your company sandbox or production to another company's sandbox or production org. This is something we cannot do using change set. For this, we have different other method like VS Code and CLI and all that. But using change set, you cannot deploy from your company sandbox to another company or sandbox or production org, right? And in real scenario, you will rarely face this kind of problem, because mostly you are developing in the sandbox and you are deploying to your production org only, because you are developing in your company's org and want to deploy it in some other company production org. That doesn't make sense, right? So this kind of issue you won't get, but just to make you understand that this is something change set won't let you do, right? Moving ahead, what are outbound change set, right? So when you have make your changes in the source org, right, and you want to deploy it to some other org, right? So in the source org, you have to create an outbound change set. So what is this outbound change set? It will be a collection of all your changes which you want to deploy. So in our case, Emily has created a custom field on account and trigger and the test class. So these changes only she wants to deploy to target org, which is the production org, right? So we will add only these changes in the outbound change set. So we have to create the outbound change set in the source org. So when we created the outbound change set, we need to click on upload and then we have to select the target org where we want to deploy it. And after clicking that, once it is uploaded, we'll go to the next part now, the inbound change set. It would be there in the target org, right? So in our case, Emily wants it to deploy to production org. So in our case, production org would be the target org, right? So it will be automatically created. You don't have to create inbound change set. It will be automatically created when you uploaded the outbound change set in the source org, right? So it will be automatically created and it will contain all the things you have selected while creating the outbound change set, right? And you just need to validate and deploy it in the production org, right? So we'll go on into Salesforce and going to see that how we can do it. So we'll use this as an example in order to show you how we are going to deploy it. So this is the source org. I have also named it so that you won't get confused like which is the source org and which is the target org, right? So this is called as sandbox developer and this is called as dev. So I am deploying it from developer to dev sandbox. You can do it to production org as well, but for an example, I am just showing it as in developer and dev. So what we understood before that in the source org, we have to create the outbound change set. So how we can do that? We'll go to setup. We'll search outbound, outbound change sets. So here you need to click on new. Okay, you can give any name like I'll give it Emily's deployment. Okay, now you have to add all the components which you want to move from this sandbox to another sandbox, right? Click on add. Okay, so Emily has created a custom field on account object. So we have to select here custom field. And what is that? Identification number. So since there is only one custom field in this sandbox, it is showing me only one example. I'll select that, add to change set. So this one is added. What else Emily has created? The test class and Apex trigger, right? So this account trigger I have selected add to change set. And is there anything else like trigger test method also there? So okay, so this is an Apex class because test uh, are the classes. So we'll select that. So these all things Emily wants to deploy from source org to her production org, right? So I have added this in the outbound chain set, right? And now what else we understood that we need to upload the outbound chain set. Let's click on upload. Okay, so I am getting one thing, one sandbox here, which is dev, right? In which we want to deploy. So this is the target org dev. Here we want to deploy. That's why we are getting option to select this one, right? But there is one thing also. Sometimes you won't get like here you are not getting option for production org, right? So there might be cases you want to deploy from sandbox to your production org, but option is not here. Why it is not here? Because you have to in this target org you have to set up in the deployment settings so that only the inbound changes will be applicable. So let's go to deployment setting. Okay, so you'll see all the sandboxes details here. So if you see that from developer to dev, we have already authorized it. We need to authorize it in order to allow changes because allow inbound changes from developer is allowed on the target org. That's why we are seeing the option here. So let's, for an example, let's uncheck this one in the target org. So now I broke the connection. Now inbound change set will not be authorized from developer org, right? What I mean is if I cancel this, let's cancel it for now. and I click on upload again, you are not getting any option to select any target org. Why? Because in the target org, it is not authorized. The developer sandbox is not authorized in the target org. So that's why sometimes you face problem like you won't see any sandboxes or production org here. It is because it is not authorized in the target org. So let's go ahead and again in the target org allow inbound changes. Let's select that. Okay, now if I refresh this page, I'm able to see our target org, which is the dev org, and I click on upload. Okay, now the upload is in progress. You'll get an email when this is completed. Once the upload is completed, it is completed now. You can go to your target org, and now instead of outbound change set, you have to look for inbound change set. So in the inbound change set, now you can see there is one change set awaiting deployment. This is what we have created in the outbound change set in the developer org, which is our source org, right? And it is automatically created as an inbound change set in target org, which we understood as well previously. Now the first thing you have to do, you have to do validation, right? Before deployment, you have to do validation. So validation is not the real deployment, but it will check if all the tests are covered, all the classes are covered, having the proper code coverage, and it will create a scenario of an kind of a fake deployment, like if the deployment will happen, like if anything is going to fail or not. So it is kind of a validation, right? So in the validation, I always get confused when to use default, run all tests, run all local tests, run specified. But who are you? I'm a boy that I can see. Okay. So yeah, so when we are validating it, we'll get an option to select these four things. So what does these means, right? Let's go back to our PPT. Okay, run local test. This is ideal for production deployment because it ensures that only your local code is thoroughly validated. So let's say you have created some Apex class and you are deploying it to the target org. So if you click on run local test, it will execute all the test classes that you have created in this sandbox, and it will check the code coverage based on those test classes, right? Run all tests. This is something which is used in org with complex interdependencies or when managed package updates could affect your code base. What does this means? This will also run the managed package test classes. Like local test class will not execute the managed package test class. Like you are using some managed package, let's say Conga Composer or and things like that. So Conga Composer have their own test classes based on their managed package, and this will not run when you click on local test, right? And you don't need to run the all test every time because most of the time all those managed packages are already covered, so you don't need to run all test. But if there is some kind of dependencies with the managed package code and your code, you have to run all tests. But normally we can use local test, right? Run specified tests. What does this mean? It means what the name suggests is it will only run the specified test which you mentioned. So let's say in our case, we have deployed the account trigger and the test class, right? So we can run a specified test and select only the test class which I have deployed. So what it will do, it will help you in save time in deploying because you can either do local test, right? We can do that, but when we run a specified test, it will contains only the changes which I have deployed, right? So it only runs the test that you explicitly specified, save time in deploying. Default is it does not run any test. ideal for quick deployment from sandbox to sandbox. In production deployment, we don't have this option because at least 75% code coverage is needed. So default you can do from sandbox to sandbox. It won't check for test coverage, but in production deployment, you cannot deploy it using this one because at least 75 code coverage should be needed. So in our case, we can do few things, right? In our case, we can use run local test as well. We can do run all tests as well, run specified tests as well, run default as well. But because we are seeing example in which both are the sandbox only, this is dev sandbox and this is developer. But default, I won't suggest you to choose that one because it won't check for code coverage. That is not a good practice, right? So in our case, we are going to run the all local test. So we don't have much low test classes in our org. So let's go ahead. We can either do anything of that, right? Click on validate, click on OK. Okay, now you can track the progress of deployment status. Let's click on that one. Okay, it is deploying our component and the test class is also validated. Now let's go back. So you can see that your validation is successful. Now what you have to do, you have to just deploy it. You already validated it. You can just deploy it and again run local tests, deploy. Okay. Track the progress again, deploy succeeded. So we have finally succeeded the deployment. Now let's go ahead and check on the account if the field are getting created or not. Okay, this one that we have deployed. Okay, the time is also matching. So it is deployed successfully to dev.org, right? So this is how you can use change set for the deployment method. I hope we are we helped Emily in order to resolve her issue from deployment from one org to another. And I hope you like this video. I try to make it very simple for you so that you can understand it. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. I will post similar videos in future with easy to understand and with real time scenarios. Hope you have a good day. Goodbye.